Mars in the eighth house can produce jealousy. Let's go ahead and look at some charts so we can see some of these effects, right? Let's take a look. So who we gonna pull up to the first? Who we pulling up? We doing Miss Harris?
Yeah, let's do Kamala first.
Yeah, she's
We
classic.
always we always picking on Kamala.
I
Shout
know
out to
Kamala got
Kamala.
a my Kamala. Look. You put yourself in the position. This it just comes with the territory, right? Sorry,
Right.
right? Hey, plus you know you got a reputation, Kamala, for doing brothers a certain way. So we got to at least let you know where it comes from, right? And why you do what you do, right? And you're so good at it, right? She's so good at it, right? So good at it, got her to a seat of the White House. But nonetheless, right? Kamala, right? Gemini ascendant. So she has the knack, tendency, and um, ability to use that gift of gab. Those words can cut, right? If you take a look, she has Mars in the second house, right? And, you know, Mars in the second house is like we stated, the speech pattern is very intense,
Right.
very intense, right? Um, they always clown her. And it's not just because Mars in the second. There's other things that go on with Kamala. Gemini ascendants can kind of be quirky when it comes to certain situations, especially because she's aligned with Mrigashira, which is also ruled by Mars. Isn't that interesting?
Right.
Right. Her ascendant degree is Mrigashira. Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. Mrigashira is kind of odd in some regards to public settings. But nonetheless, right, that planet that rules her nakshatra, her ascendant degree, is debilitated. It's in the second house. So this is really one of those classic ones where her mouth, she'd have to be in a seat of authority, because if she wasn't, somebody probably would have knocked the teeth down her throat, right? It because of her mouthpiece. It is, I'm sure, that bad, right? Yeah, yeah, she's married, right? I get it, right? She's married, right? But right, she didn't marry until as of recent,
Yeah.
right? So there's a long history of Kamala not marrying, and Kujadosha is classic to produce these types of circumstances, right? So Mars in the second house produces aspect to the fifth, right, which is the intelligence. So she has a very sharp intelligence, very sharp, very very sharp. Excuse me. It produces aspect to the the eighth house, right? Now I don't know about you, but let's just put it to you like this, right? It produces aspect to the fifth house before I even go there of children.
Mm-hmm.
She has some very peculiar alignments there because she doesn't have any children of her own,
Right.
right? She actually adopted the gentleman his children that she married, right? So she didn't have any of her own and is not going to have any. We can cancel that. We can hang that up on the wall, right? Kamala's not spitting none out this life, right? That's done, right?
Right.
But nonetheless, it produces that intense, sharp intelligence. And she is a prosecuting attorney, folks. This is what she's good at. So in the courtroom, I'm sure she was a force to be reckoned with. See, it does give you powers in certain areas. That it does, right? But when you step out the courtroom and you with Jerome like, look, woman, right? You got a mouthpiece on you. You saying you just say what comes to your what? To your mind.
I mean, you
You
can
don't
see
even,
it on her face when she
oh yeah.
can't she can't even when she can't even really give a speech that's pleasant.
No.
Everything is like you know what I mean. Like she is, you know what I'm saying. Like everything is tough. Like you know what I'm saying. She got
Yeah.
that look. You know what I mean. Like
Man.
that's out of control.
Man.
Jeez.
serious business. She's all about the business. She's with the business. You
Her
know,
staff is complaining about her and stuff like that. Like,
like who you
like, man.
talking to? And she like
Oh
you,
man.
right? Right. For all intents and purposes, right? She doesn't care. She can say what she feels, right?
Right.
Mars produces aspect to the eighth house. Now, I'm not one to be a rumor oriented type individual, but let's just say, right? She just recently got married, and I'm sure she wasn't a virgin, right? So, in the eighth house aspect, it produces an intensity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ninth house is also wise counsel.
Well, your guy, he has his theories slash sources on that. Uh, Judge Joe Brown, he had a whole spill about what you were just referring to.
I heard Joe.
Yeah,
Joe went in, yeah, and gave some
yeah,
names too, right? That's what I'm saying. Let Joe
yeah,
tell you. Go watch Judge Joe
yeah.
Brown and put up Judge Joe and Kamala. He'll give you the rundown, right?
Right.
Right. He gonna let you know, right? Old Joe, right? I like Joe in the later years. Joe was a little weird to be in the beginning, but now Joe's kind of come around to me. He's all right, right? He's very interesting because I thought his stance was very um uh, against black people, but it doesn't. He's it's not that way, right? He has a very just he's just who he is type individual, but he does lay it out in regards to Kamala's history, right?
Right.
The ninth house also, which deals in following good counsel, following wise counsel, right? You can tell her anything, right? She's not going to listen. She's not going to hear you. She's going to hear fire, heat. And she's going to give it right back to you, right? So ninth house is that house that you got to look for to see if a person at least can hear you.
You can see that too with her presidential campaign. I mean,
Hmm.
for somebody who had pet, like, what I mean, like the support, what I mean, just like that she had, her campaign just went way off the rails. I mean, she it sunk fast.
Right. Because, you got a board of cabinet, right, of
Hmm.
individuals that are telling you, hey, Kamala, don't say that, right? Hey, Kamala, maybe you should say it in a different way. And Kamala, like, do you know who I am? Right? I'm the prosecuting attorney, the attorney general, mind you, of California.
Uh huh.
She's the one that instituted a lot of the laws for truancy,
Yeah, they weren't feeling that.
right? So your child don't go to school. Guess what? You're going to jail.
Yeah.
That's Kamala, right?
Right.
You get the picture, right? Folks, I'm sure you understand what we're saying here. It's a very intense, heated energy. And the thing is that, marrying when she's older, right, is a better move for her. Because has she married in the height of her career, right? In that Mars Dasha that she ran, oh, it would have been drastic. It would have been fallout, nuclear war would have happened in that marriage, right?
Right.
Because only certain people are going to take so much anyway. And I'm sure as much energy she was putting into her career, she would have given that much heat right back to you if you were standing on the other side looking at her eye to eye, right? So destiny has a way of playing itself out very well. But
Right.
nonetheless, folks, this is Kujidosha, and Mars is debilitated, which is classically negatively charged in this regard. So it's kind of the worst kind of worst scenarios, right? In the Kuja
Right.
dosha sense, right?